Excelsior, everyone. Exodia Fic here, ready to entertain you once again with another thrilling audiobook. Today, we dive into what if Naruto was a Sigma Rizzler in Fate's Stay Night, a gripping one-shot that's sure to leave you on the edge of your seat. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button to show your support. Also, be sure to check the description for more details and to support the brilliant author behind this breathtaking masterpiece. Now, without further ado, let's begin.
A 12-year-old Naruto Uzumaki stumbled upon the scene of four guys beating the shit out of a red-haired kid. From the side, a girl with purple hair was crying. "Hey, did that guy steal something?" Naruto asked as he approached. The boy put his bag, took off his jacket, and began rolling up the sleeves of his shirt. Naruto didn't like thieves and any chance to stomp one out. "No, we were picking on that freak girl when this loser jumped in and tried to defend her," the largest of the four said. Naruto just sighed. He looked at the girl, then at the boy on the ground, and made up his mind. The blonde took a step forward and punched the largest kid right in the side of his face. What the hell? Get him!" So it was 2 against 4. That was the day Naruto met Shiru Emiya and Sakura Matu. "Hey, thanks for helping, the red-haired boy," Shiru said as Naruto laughed. "Don't mention it," Naruto said with a grin. "The name's Naruto Uzumaki, by the way." "I'm Shiru Emiya," Shiru said with his own grin. The two fists bumped, and as they talked, Sakura trailed behind them. The girl was confused as to how two people who lost in a fight and got badly beaten could still be smiling. They escorted her home, making sure she went inside. Heck, they stayed by the gate like a bunch of creeps until she got inside the house. And she from the window of the living room watches them leave. Naruto whistled a random tune as he made his way home. His whole body hurt from the beating he got, but he was a fast healer. As he passed an alleyway, he heard people talking. Why are you doing this? I don't even know who you are?" "I don't know who either, and I honestly don't care. But you raped a girl, and her father has paid me to kill you, but not before I make you suffer." Naruto paused before hiding behind the wall and peeking. A tall black-haired man, dressed in an all-black suit with black gloves, stood over a cowering man. Wait, I don't know what you're... The man in the suit swiftly kicked him in the face. "Fuck, man. At least let me fight back," the man on the ground said as he spat out a glob of blood and a tooth. "Irrelevant, but okay." The man in the suit slowly took a step back as the other man slowly stood up. "Who the fuck are you anyway?" the man spat. "An assassin," was all the suited man said. "Well, fuck you." The man roared and charged at the assassin. Said assassin causally caught the fist aimed for his face. The assassin held the hand out before bringing his other hand over the would-be rapist forearm with such force the bones broke with a loud crack. "Ah. Scream all you want, no one comes through here at this late hour," the assassin said calmly, before leg swiping the screaming man. "Personally, I would rather end this as fast as possible, but it's my last." The assassin raised his foot and brought it down on the man's shin, breaking it. Naruto flinched at the side but didn't look away. In fact, he took out his phone and started recording. The assassin continued torturing the man, breaking bones and hitting sensitive parts. After a few minutes, Naruto couldn't take it and turned away. He hid behind a nearby trash can and waited. 10 minutes later, the man in the suit walked out, looked around before he walked away. Naruto followed. The man entered a convenience store, and Naruto stealthily followed. But upon entering, he found no one. "You know, my job requires me to follow people, and I'm very good at it." But Naruto was caught lacking and grabbed from behind. You are very bad at it." If you don't let me go, I'll scream that you're touching me weird," Naruto said nervously. "And I'll just kill you and everyone else," the man said casually. Well, as casual as a monotone would allow. "What do you want? Teach me." "You just saw me murder a man," the man said with a frown. "He was a rapist, right?" "He was." Naruto grinned, though he was still scared shitless. "I got my ass kicked today by some bullies and..." "Aren't you scared?" the man interrupted. "Ha, as if you would scare me. I can feel you shaking," the man interrupted once more. Look, I saw you beat a bad guy. I want to do the same. You got justice for that girl, right?" "Well, this girl I know could really use some justice," Naruto said, as he looked up at the dark eyes of the assassin. "Come on, train me." "Your logic makes no sense," the man said. "Fine then. If you die, that is on you." "Wait, you'll do it?" an excited Naruto asked as the man walked away. "Follow," was all the man said. The two walked silently for 10 minutes until they were a few feet away from a cabin. "You will find me here tomorrow," the man said. Sleep on it, and if you choose, then you will come here after school, and if you don't bother showing up. Got it, sensei, Naruto yelled with a grin. Go home now, the man said before walking towards the cabin. Bye, sensei, Naruto waved before sprinting home. You're home, Naruto. Sup, Grandpa, I have a big day tomorrow, so I can't eat, the blonde said before rushing up to his room. That kid, the old sighed as he sipped his tea. I wonder what has him so excited. Suichiro stared at the boy that was running towards his compound with a frown. At first he had assumed it was a child assassin sent to kill him, but after the boy ran away and hid behind a can, he simply shrugged and went on with his kill. Then the boy followed Suichiro around and asked him for lessons. The boy looked beaten up. Maybe an abusive parent? No, he seemed upbeat. No, wait. They were bullies. Damn, he was slipping. Rather than kill the boy, Suichiro decided to let him go. He didn't really like killing children, always giving him nightmares. But the boy clearly had no danger sense whatsoever. No normal kid would come back here, right? Sensei, I'm ready for training, the boy said with a grin. Okay then, boy, Suichiro said as got up from the steps of his cabin. Show me what you can do, then we'll build from there. Okay, the boy said as he got into a crude stance. Suichiro instantly saw all the holes and weaknesses in the quite frankly pathetic excuse of a stance. He lashed out with a kick to the boy's side and sent him flying with a yelp of pain. Damn, he had a lot of work to do. But maybe this experience will help with the absolute boredom he felt a few months later. Are you okay? Sakuramato asked with a worried look. I'm fine, Naruto waved off with a smile. Despite being covered in bandages, the blonde had an easygoing smile. Naruto and Sakura lived relatively close by to each other, so he went to pick her up. Then they went to Shiru's. Your sensei doesn't hold back on your training, does he? She asked as they approached Shiru's place. The redhead was already outside and waiting for them. No, he doesn't, Naruto said, wincing at the memory of him doing 100 sit-ups. But I honestly don't want him to go easy on me. We've been training for a few days now, and I can feel my body changing. Are you sure it's not puberty? Naruto blinked. Was that a joke? Yeah, I've been working on them, just like you asked. Was it funny? Sakura asked nervously. Maybe it was offensive. No, that was good, actually, Naruto said as Sakura perked up. Good job. Hey, G guys, Shiru waved. Sup, Naruto greeted as the bumped fists. Ah, hey, Shiru? Sakura said with a blush as she bowed. Sakura, Shiru said with a smile. Hope the cold doesn't bother you this morning. No, that much, Sakura said with a small smile. Come on, you two, we'll be late for school, Naruto said with a chuckle. Also because his entire body hurts and standing like this may lead to him falling. 4 years later, Naruto stared at the gates of the Matu mansion with disinterest. Yeah, the house was big, but it kind of looked lonely, like a giant cage, plus it didn't help that Sakura always seemed emotionless whenever she was in there. But whenever she saw him, she would smile. Speaking of Sakura, the girl smiled at him warmly as she stepped out of the gate. Good morning, she greeted. As Naruto frowned, her cheek was bruised badly. What happened? Naruto asked as she looked away. Was it Shinji? No, I was clumsy and I fell, Sakura said quickly. Okay, let's go, Naruto said with a smile. Sakura nodded and they both began walking before Naruto stopped. Oh shit, I forgot something. Just go one without me and greet Shiru for me. Before Sakura could comment, Naruto kissed her on the cheek and quickly walked away. Sakura blinked before she shrugged and walked on. Naruto burst through the Matu gates just as Shinji walked out. Before the blue-haired slime ball could say anything, Naruto grabbed him by his jacket and punched him in the mouth. I thought we agreed you wouldn't hit Sakura anymore? The blonde asked before he punched the other boy in the stomach. She provoked me, Shinji screamed as he held his mouth. I swear I didn't. Naruto shoved the boy to the ground. 3 strikes, Shinji. You've already used up your first 2. 1 more and I start breaking bones. The blonde threatened before he walked away. After threatening his best friend's brother with bodily harm, Naruto made his way to the Emiya residence. At first he couldn't be bothered to wake up extra early, but then his sensei all but beat it into him. Now he woke up extra early, so early in fact that he had time to go to Sakura's place, pick her up, then go to Shiru's place, eat breakfast, and then head to school. At first it was torture, but now he was used to it, plus it told him a lot about Sakura's home life. How she would wake extra early just to get away from home. Shiru, we're home, Naruto called out as he and Sakura stepped into the Emiya home. Hey guys, breakfast is almost done. Shiru, who was dressed in a blue apron, called out from the kitchen. "Shiru, let me help," Sakura said as she quickly went to the kitchen. Naruto watched her ass as she left. His hand quickly shot up and grabbed a rolled-up magazine that had been thrown at him. "Good morning, Taiga," the blonde said as he turned to the figure of a woman looking at him with a frown. "That's sensei to you," the woman, Taiga Fujimura, growled. "And I see what you're doing." Naruto blinked. "What exactly am I dedoing?" he asked with a frown. "Sakura is off limits, young man. She's Shiru's one true love," the brown-haired beauty said with a frown of her own. "And I don't want you getting in the way." "Getting in the way of what?" Naruto scoffed. "I've seen how you look at her, ogling her growing body. Look, listen, Sakura is beautiful and all that, but I like my women older," Naruto said as he wiggled his eyebrows. "So if I'm ogling anyone, it's probably you." "You're not giving up on this, are you?" Taiga said with a sigh. "I'm too good for a brat like you." "Do I look like I care?" Naruto snorted. "Just give me a chance, one date, that's all I'm asking. Plus, since you have it in your head that I'm gunning after Sakura, why not keep me busy and away from her?" "That's actually a good plan," Taiga mumbled. "While you're occupied with me, Shiru can make his move and bam! Shiru's lucky he has me around." "Yes, you are as beautiful as you are generous," Naruto smirked. "Of course I am," Taiga grinned as she pointed at herself. "I'm a natural-born leader, and you brats must follow my example." "I'd rather follow you on a date," Naruto said, only for Taiga to smirk. "Well, too bad, brat. I've got a date with a real man tonight, and it will be past your bedtime," Taiga said as Sakura entered the room with plates of food in hand. "Breakfast time, all right. I never get how you and Sensei can eat so much and be in such great shape," the purple-haired girl said as she set the food on the table and went back to get more. "Sakura will make a great wife for Shiru," Taiga said, as she and Naruto took their seats on the mat. "And I don't want you ruining what they will have. I know the reputation you have at school, Mr. Steal Your Girl. If you go even near Sakura, I will." "Why don't we exchange numbers so you can keep tabs on me?" Naruto suggested with a smile. "You can call in to make sure my hands aren't wandering or whatever." Taiga seemed to glare at him for a sec before she nodded. "Yes, this could work," she said just as Shiru walked in. "What could work?" the redhead asked as he took a seat at the table. Sakura came in with more food and was about to take a seat next to Naruto when Taiga all but dived for the blonde. "Mine!" she yelled, and bumped into Naruto. "Wow, Sensei, so forward," Sakura said with a giggle. The purple-haired girl then sat down next to Shiru. "So you and Naruto are trying to make it work?" Shiru asked as Taiga's mouth gaped. "Wah, since when do you two tease me like this?" Taiga cried. "I bet it has something to do with him." "I'm innocent," Naruto said with a shrug. "No, you're not." "Look at him, so full of himself." Rin Tosaka blinked and turned to her friend Ayako Mitsuzuri. "What?" she asked. "The way Naruto walks around?" Ayako said as the two girls watched Naruto walk by a pair of girls and said girls giggled. "Like he owns the damn place." "Your obsession with him is getting annoying," Rin said as her friend blushed. "What? I am not obsessed with that clown," Ayako shrieked. "I just think it's not fair how life just comes easy for him." "That's just your paranoia talking," Rin said with a roll of her eyes. "No, it's not. Sometimes it feels like life just hands him everything," the brown-haired Ayako muttered while watching Naruto stop on the steps of Homurahara School. "Ah crap, I stepped on gum," Naruto cried out as lifted his foot off the ground and jumped around on one leg. "See, not everything goes that buffoon's way," Rin said with a smirk. "Wait for it," Ayako said with narrowed eyes. "Hey, wait a minute. This isn't gum. It's a $20 bill." Naruto yelled excitedly as scrapped the gum off the back of his shoe. "What's this?" The $20 bill was stuck to a $100 bill. "How is this even possible?" Naruto shouted in excitement. "I gotta change this to yen after school." "You were saying?" Ayako asked smugly. "Shut up," Rin muttered, before walking away with a smiling Ayako following after. Rin Tosaka didn't like Naruto, despite both of them being in the same class. Normally she wouldn't associate with the blonde, but despite his womanizing ways, the blonde was at the top of class, right next to her. Somehow, Naruto Uzumaki was number one in their class. Rin had to actively do her best to keep up with his grades. The blonde rarely tucked in his shirt, but he was somehow a math genius. It infuriated Rin at how this was possible, and yet she found herself smiling at the challenge. Rin Tosaka made it her life's mission to beat Naruto Uzumaki at anything he was good at, regardless of whether she thought his dumb face was cute or not. Sakuramatu bit her lip as she playfully drew a picture of a chibi Naruto. It was a few minutes before lunch, and the teacher had already left, so she had time to kill. As the Matu girl drew, she couldn't help but recall a conversation that was had the night before. Flashback. My familiars, they feed on not only your mana, but your carnal impulses. Your self-pleasuring is not enough, and since you are now of age, Shinji will help you in that regard. The abomination that called itself Zuken Matu said, "At least you'll be good for something, boy." Sakura just stared blankly. She had no say in the family. Her place was to keep silent and hope for them to forget her. But what they were asking her. Gigi Grandfather, don't think Sakura likes that idea very much, Shinji Matu said nervously as he rubbed his hand. Oh, then force yourself on her. I have given you a job to do, and whether she likes it or not, it must be done. Yes, I understand, but what? Sakura didn't even flinch as the walls of the manor shook at the abomination's rage. She knew why Shinji didn't want to rape her. Not that he was a decent human being with morals, but he was afraid of what would happen if Naruto got word of it. It's just that Sakura has this friend who would be better suited for this, Shinji bluffed. I honestly don't feel like touching her considering what she has inside of her, or better yet, who I see you're afraid of the Uzumaki boy, Zuken said blankly, arms folded behind its back. I mean, not really afraid, but he's more like nuisance. Maybe if you took care of him. The hope in Shinji's voice filled Sakura with pure dread. If her grandfather decided to kill Naruto, no one would stop him. The Uzumaki, they lost touch with their roots and have not walked among the moonlit world for centuries. That boy is as normal as they came. I'm sure even someone as useless as you can take care of him. That was the thing. Shinji had tried fighting Naruto, and he had got his ass handed to him, not once, but multiple times. Every time Shinji hurts her, Naruto hurts him more. Soon the Matu boy figured it wasn't worth it and had stopped bothering Sakura, choosing instead to ignore her. But grandfather, you must understand, it seems you truly are afraid. The Uzumaki boy has won your little fight without lifting a finger. You really are useless, Shinji. Zuken hummed before turning to leave. Sakura, you are the boy's prize. Your body is his, and you will lay with him. Satisfy your lust with his body, and in turn my crest worms will eat your mana. In the end, I guess we all win, except for you, Shinji. You suck. With that, the short abomination left the two teens. Brother Sakura asked only to be backhanded by Shinji. You bitch! You made me look bad, he yelled as he glared at her. Sakura quietly touched her now bruised cheek. Shinji clearly wanted to go for another hit, but he froze. Fuck shit, make sure you cover that up. With that, he stomped off. Sakura smiled a small smile. Of course, brother. She had no intention of covering up his cruelty. Naruto would see it and he would avenge her. Even if her life was this bleak hole of darkness, Sakura still loved to cherish the little things. Sakura couldn't help but rub her thighs at the thought of sleeping with her best friend. Her grandfather had given specific instructions and she would follow them. Sakura was just happy it was Naruto and not Shinji. Sakura, the Matu girl looked up at the random girl, a classmate of hers. You're having lunch with Naruto, right? The girl asked with a blush as Sakura nodded. Well, I was wondering if you could give him this. The girl held out the pink letter to Sakura. Oh, of course, Sakura said. I'll be sure to give it to him. Lunch. This food is so good, Naruto moaned as he stuffed his mouth. Make sure to chew, Sakura offhandedly commented as she grabbed the letter from before and causally ripped it to pieces. Hey, what's that? Naruto asked after swallowing his food. Oh, nothing, just some trash, Sakura muttered. She then moved closer to Naruto and leaned her head against his shoulder. You know, the blonde began, lately things have kind of been boring. I feel like we do the same thing over and over. Wake up, school, train, sleep, wake, and repeat. I hope something exciting happens soon. I'm sure something will happen soon, Sakura said as she closed her eyes, enjoying the feel of her best friend and protector. Shiru, do you mind lending me your math book? Shiru looked up from his studies to his best friend Issei Ryudu. The taller teen held out his hand as Shiru went to his bag and dug out his book. Here you go, Issei, he said as the other boy nodded. You should probably eat, Shiru. You might just faint in the next class, Issei said as he pulled up his glasses. Even if I faint, I'm way ahead to really miss anything, Shiru said without looking up from his book. It was honestly a small price to pay for his dream. If he wanted to help people, he needed to study, to get his grades up, and make sure he is successful. Then, once he was a billionaire, he could help as many people as possible. After all, money solves all problems. Well, at least that's what Naruto said. So he had dedicated himself to studying as much as possible. Shiru Imiya's dream was to have as much money as possible. Honestly, I don't know how he does it. Issei sighed as he took a seat. How who does it? How Naruto can inspire those around him to do better, Issei said as Shiru looked up from his book and frowned. He must give good speeches. It's not that, for as long as I've known him. Naruto has never lied to me. Sure, he is sneaky, but he isn't a liar. He just tells it how it is. If someone who doesn't lie points out something ugly about you, it's better if you just listen and learn from it, Shiru said with a smile. Honestly, Naruto had just casually mentioned how being a billionaire would help you become a better hero of justice, who doesn't hurt anyone, rather than what Shiru wanted. To become... I would have liked to be friends with him, but his womanizing ways, I don't agree with them, Issei said as Shiru laughed. You get used to it. The world was fading, more like she was fading. Even though she was dying, she couldn't help but smile at the face Atram Galliasta made as she killed him. And even as she crawled through the white snow, staining it with her crimson life force, one thing went through her head. It wasn't fair. Why did fate treat her like this, always dealing her a bad hand? She just wanted to be happy. Was that too much to ask for? Fate was a bitch to her, and even though she was dying, she wouldn't give up without a fit. Is this like a performance thing, or are you actually hurt? She blinked as an unfamiliar face came into her fading view. Honestly, these days you can't tell what's happening, the blonde young man said with a sigh. So should I help you or leave you? Honestly, it's your choice. Her choice? The choice was hers to make, not some stupid love goddess or some wannabe hero, but hers. I want to live. Naruto gently put the woman on his bed, a frown on his face. After finding her bleeding on the ground, his first thought was, she's probably doing a performance art thing. But no, the blood was real. Her unique clothes soaked in it. Now his second thought was to call the police, but then the woman's hood had fallen, revealing beautiful purple hair and pointy sharp ears, like an elf or something. Of course he'd poked them, thinking they were fake, but to his surprise they were not. Even her blood smelled weird. Next he called his sensei, but the man wasn't picking up. So he did the needful and took her to his place. He then grabbed some bandages and wrapped them around her midsection. He then sat on the desk at the end of the room and did his homework. Hours passed and it turned to night, but the elf woman still didn't wake up. Maybe she was a vampire. Suddenly, the blonde's phone went off. Checking it, Naruto was surprised to find it was Taiga of all people. It's my grandfather, isn't it? She asked lowly, as the man silently nodded. Taiga had met him yesterday and the two had hit it off. He had the whole bad boy vibe going on and she liked it. He asked her to go clubbing, which she accepted. It had been a while since she went on a date and got some action. To say she was excited was an understatement. But then, it seemed he didn't know who Taiga. Fujimura was at first, but it seemed he found out. How she was connected to the Yakuza through her grandfather. You seem like a, woman, but if anything happened to you, I'm dead. If we get into a fight, what happens to me when you go running to your gran? Leave, Taiga whispered, her brown hair covering her eyes. Just fuck off, you damn pussy. A look of rage crossed the man's face before he bit his lip, turned around and walked away. Taiga sighed and turned to the bartender. It was a Friday night and the club was filled to the brim with people having fun and dancing. Everyone but her was having the time of their young dumb lives. Another one, huh? The bartender said with a frown. Taiga liked to come to this particular club a lot. Also, her grandfather owned it and she got free drinks. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll find someone. I hope so, she said as he poured her a drink. Might as well have a few drinks before I go home. A few drinks had turned into many drinks. Taiga had gone from being sad at the lack of men without balls to being angry at the lack of men without balls. Like, what the hell? Some punk constantly flirts with me while you guys... Taiga, drunk off her ass, pointed at where her date was standing with his friends. For some reason, he didn't leave and decided to party it up with his friends. In front of her, what a dick. Why isn't? He's scared, huh? You bunch of sissies. Let me call him and we'll see what he has to say. Drunkenly, she pulled out her phone and called him. Hello, Naruto. You picked up so fast. Did you miss me that much? She said with a giggle. Want me drunk? Of course not, silly. I'm just having a few drinks. Well, you want to come and find me? You're worried about little old me? So sweet. Fine, come over. We can have that date you wanted. The address, I forget the name, but this guy knows. Tell him the address. She all but shoved the phone into the bartender's hands. A hello? This is what I get for wishing for some excitement, Naruto grumbled as he got out of the taxi. He looked up at the neon pink flashing light before sighing. This better be the right address. The blonde walked into the club. Dozens of young adults were dancing away the night, and Naruto had squeezed through them while he looked for his English teacher. Soon he spotted her at the bar, seated all by her lonesome, a frown on her face that turned into a smile when she saw him approaching. "Over here! Naruto, I'm over here!" she yelled with a grin. The blonde couldn't help but smile as he walked up to her. "Hey sensei, you wanted me to pick you up?" "Silly boy, call me Taiga," Taiga said as she got off her bar stool. "Let's dance, Naruto." "Taiga, you're drunk and I should take you home right now," Naruto tried to say, but he was grabbed and instantly dragged to the dance floor. He had tried to free himself, but Taiga's grip was insanely strong. "Come on, just one dance." Despite being drunk, Taiga was still able to overpower Naruto, something the blonde was honestly baffled by. "Fine, one dance, and then we go home," Naruto yelled, the music having gotten louder for whatever reason. Taiga turned and wrapped her arms around Naruto. The blonde's hands went to her hips, and she began to move them. Soon, Taiga brought him close and began to grind up against him. Naruto realized then and there that this wasn't dancing. What Taiga was doing was literally sex with clothes on. She turned around and pushed her butt into his crotch and began grinding against him. Naruto simply shrugged and followed suit. He wrapped his arm around her midsection and brought her in close. As they danced, Taiga looked up at him. "You're not afraid of me, are you?" she said. With how close the two were, he heard her loud and clear. "I am, but that's what excites me. The fact that I've never beaten you in a fight turns me on so much." Naruto whispered in her ear as Taiga brought a hand up to caress his hair. "Kiss me," Taiga said, and Naruto instantly leaned down while she went up. Their lips met in a heated, lustful kiss.
Thanks for sticking around till the end. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any future content. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.